There we go. Playing music, absolutely, it's telling us. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to yet another amazing edition of Topic Time with Harrison Young. It's another Zoom show today. It's been quite a couple of days, only a couple of days we've lost power. I had to stay at my parents' house. God bless them. They let me in. They didn't kick me out until the daylight, and that's always great. It makes the day go by good, and I got the power back, and I'm ready to do an awesome show tonight. I'm going to talk to a woman with lots of points of view, opinions, and she's going to be a great guest. And she's in Connecticut, but before we get to her, I got to read these great underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we got out of country, King of the Used Car in Abington, #1 in the dealer raters of Massachusetts, about 4,500. We got Checker Cab Company in Taunton. We got Lynch's Towing Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton, one number for towing, one number for projects. We got a new one, Renee Dry Cleaners in Brockton. We got the Barber Zone in Middleborough and Taunton. We got A1's Tire and Auto Center in Brockton, searching for new service and writers and automotive technicians. We got Johnny Macaroni's Restaurants in East Bridgewater, two in East Bridgewater, and one in Halifax. And he wants Tire and Auto Centers in Brockton, by the way. We got Here to Stay in Brockton. We got Sweezy Fence Erectors LLC in Whitman. We got Manny's Auto Repair in Taunton. We got Britain Tire Service in Brockton. We got John's Bean Houses and Flora Shop in Brockton. We got C&J Auto Body Auto Glass Towing in Stoughton. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Stell in Brockton. We got Auto Town Auto Glass installed in Abington. We got the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough, dedicated to your Second Amendment rights. We got Eastern Fitness right here in the Village Shops in Northeastern. And we got Joe's Diner in Taunton. I want to thank you guys very much. And now on that note, I will now introduce the woman with many opinions or points of view, if you prefer. This is Marybeth Kostek. We set up this interview a few days ago, and as you can see, she's quite a character, and I'm delighted that you agreed to come and be on my show from your awesome little home there. It looks like you got some nice pictures on the wall behind you, and and that's great. So how you doing, Marybeth? Thanks again for meeting with me and doing the show today.
Thank you for having me, and I love you, America.
There you go. That's a huge point of view, and I totally agree with it. Okay, well, what I do with every guest, and with you, I'm going to try to figure out what's going on, one clue at a time. What I do is most of the people I interview are in entertainment, right? Most of them are, but some of them are just interesting people with a story to tell. And I think that's what your case is, although it may turn out that you're in entertainment also. We'll find out all about it before the show is over.
I have been on stand-up, yes.
You have?
Yes.
Not stand-up? Stand-up?
Just, on the stage for about 5 minutes and telling jokes.
Okay, well, that's great. We'll cover that. You may want to tell a few. That's up to you. All right, but first, what I do with every guest is I want to find out what you were like as a kid growing up. You don't look too old. Where did you grow up? What did you aspire to as a kid? And how did it lead to what you're doing now? And if I have any questions, I'll roll them in there. And then I expect a lot of interesting things are going to come up during this discussion. So go ahead, you start, and then I'll grab the lead if I feel necessary. So go. Oh, and you get your little kitty there.
Here's our little friend.
Cat.
I think he's a domestic terrorist.
Okay. Well, he's adorable.
Not enough injuries to prove it.
But you love him. And I've had plenty of cats too. I know what they're like. They're the sweetest pets. And they're members of your family. What's his name?
Dagan.
Dagan, I love it. That's
It's
awesome.
actually, even though it's a male, it's named after Dagan McDowell from Fox News.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. She's amazing. She's a very attractive reporter. Okay, cool.
Who got her start with Don Imus.
Okay, there you go. So you're a Don Imus fan, I guess, or you're a Dagan fan.
Well, I heard him in the car when I was little. I'm actually 42.
Okay, well, you're a lot younger than me. Congratulations. Okay, well,
what are you? You just turned 21.
Yeah, I might as well have. I feel pretty good. No, I got 20 years on you. I'm 62. I just turned 52 this month, about 25 days ago. Cool.
Well,
okay.
happy belated.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I'm having more fun now than I actually did on my real birthday, to be honest with you. No one is bothering me about it. And I don't mind if people that I interview on the show remind me Because it's, because I enjoy it. I like listen, it beats the alternative. I'm either here or I'm not, right?
Yep, still upright.
You got that right. All right, well, tell me what you were like as a kid. Where did you grow up and what did you like doing? And we'll elaborate a little more, just like we've been doing.
Okay.
Conversation follow where it does.
I grew up in a small town called Preston, Connecticut.
Okay.
And I was actually really into sports
Okay, cool.
to the point
What kind of
where,
sports?
I'm sorry.
What kind of sports? What sports?
Mostly like softball, baseball. I threw disc, shot put. I actually qualified to train for the Olympics in luge.
Cool. What country?
Oh, luge, but it was in the United States.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. That's a sport.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sled where
I'm
you're
ignorant and I'm okay with it.
it's
Right.
fun. It's
Okay.
fun as oh God.
Okay.
But baseball was a huge influence in my
Okay.
life because at 14, they were bringing the AA New York Yankees to the town I live in now, which is Norwich.
Okay.
And they had a contest to name the team.
Wow.
And at 14, I won the contest.
Well, you picked the name they used. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. What was that?
Norwich Navigators.
That's a perfect. I couldn't think of a better name. They navigated from New York to Norwich. Right? Yeah.
They were up in Albany. They were the Albany Colony Yankees.
Okay.
And I met with the owner and I got season tickets for the following year when they were here. And
Cool.
I actually got to meet players and it was fabulous.
Well, it's one thing to get season tickets, but to meet players, how'd you pull that string?
Well, actually, my friend was actually the bat boy that year.
Okay.
And so, you kind of squeeze yourself in. I got to throw out the first pitch on my birthday.
Cool. When you were 14?
I turned 15 the following year. So I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah. Cool.
And you get a lot of friends when you got front row tickets and everybody wants to be your friend.
That's true. I imagine it is, especially if it's a Yankees conglomerate. That's awesome. Or a Yankee subsidiary, I guess you should say.
Yeah.
What about now? Do you still go to the games now?
Yeah, but I'm a Red Sox fan.
Oh, good for you. That's the only. I mean, you can love any team you want, but let's face it. I mean, around here, this is Red Sox country where we are now, where I am. So if you say you're a Red Sox fan, I'm with you. If you're not, that's fine too. But what do you like in the World Series? It's quite a series so far. The Red Sox got knocked out, but I mean, I like the way it's an interesting. You're not going to win every year. They've already broken the curse 4 times in this century.
I think, it's time. The Braves haven't won in 20 years.
26 years.
26?
1995 was the last time the Braves won. David Justice got a home run, and his wife Halle Berry was out having an affair with somebody.
Mia Copa.
Yeah.
I'm not. My stats okay. I'm good, but I'm not a
That's okay.
perfectionist.
That's okay. That's why I'm here, so we can make you land on the same page.
You can put me in my place when I'm wrong.
Yeah, but in a nice way, obviously. Okay. So so you want the Braves to win?
I think it'd be nice.
Yeah, I agree. I want the Braves. It's tied up now. I hope they win. It's been kind of a Cinderella season for them, but we'll see what happens. All right. Well, what do you do now exactly? I know I'm just curious. What is your? I mean, I read in your Facebook profile you're a Lyft driver. Is that right? Or you've done that?
I've done that. My main course of action right now is I help out my parents a lot. They own a vineyard.
Oh, cool. Stomping grapes?
Starving grapes.
Stomping grapes to make wine.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't do the stomping process anymore. We did when we started the first year.
Okay,
We let my niece and nephew get in because it was such a small crop.
where's the vineyard? I mean, I didn't even know you had vineyards in this part of the country, but so it must be,
It's back in Preston where I grew up.
wow. Okay, you help out with winemaking then, right?
Yep. And
Cool.
especially the drinking.
Oh, good for you. Hey, look, there's nothing more there's nothing shinier than the moon when it's in you, right? Like moonshine.
Yes. Well, I haven't helped out with making of moonshine, but I've helped out with the drinking of moonshine down in my Virginia days.
Okay, well, you lived in Virginia too?
I wouldn't say live, it was only about 6 months, so it was
That's
an
okay.
extended stay.
That's okay. Well, that's 6 months is half a year, so that's like you were living there for 6 months. That's living. You were having fun. And Virginia is for lovers too, so I hear. I almost went with my former girlfriend years ago too. We never did it. I guess we weren't. It wasn't meant to be. It's probably 1982.
It might be for lovers if they're not dumbasses.
Okay.
Pardon my language.
Oh, no, I understand. That's what I said. That's why we never ended up going that year or any year. I've never been, but we thought about it. We just didn't do it. It was one of those shoot at the stars type of plans that you make and then you just never follow up. That happens. There's more plans are made that aren't followed up than that are. And that's why I'm so glad you're here with me, because the show is something that I always love when people follow up and decide that it's worth being on with me, because we always make it an interesting discussion. So, all right. Well, so tell me about what you did. You were on stage for 5 minutes. What was that? What was that about?
I did. When I lived in New Jersey, I was working for Novartis Pharmaceuticals, and we had a local radio station.
Okay.
And it was a comedy bit. Like, you did a comedy bit on the radio, and if they picked you, you got to go on stage.
Oh, cool. And they picked you.
I did get picked, and then there were 10 of us trying to all win a trip to Vegas.
Okay. So in order to do that, you had to get on stage and make people laugh, right?
Yeah. I came in third and won a men's watch.
Okay. That's something. Was it a Rolex?
It was a POS.
Okay.
Just being honest.
No, be honest. I like that. The honesty is good. All right. So, well, that's pretty good. The fact that you got up on stage and, you weren't afraid to show off what you had was pretty impressive, right?
Yeah. I actually did another bit with the same radio station where they did, it was win a date with one of their DJs.
Really? How'd you go? Did you win one?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well, what it was is they first got you to call in and try to convince why you should go out with the DJ.
Okay.
And one of the DJs they had played A-ball.
Okay, what's A-ball?
Like, in baseball, they have like I named the Navigators, and they were AA affiliates of the Yankees, and then they have A-ball, which is even lower.
Oh, I see what you mean. I played in the minors.
Yeah.
I got it. Cool.
So wow. I called in and told my story about the Navigators, and they picked me to be on what they did as like a dating game.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So he couldn't see us. And then they asked like 10 questions, and he picked me, and I got to go like in a limo on a date to an Aerosmith concert.
Oh man, that must have been awesome. Did you get to meet Tyler and Steven Tyler and Joe Perry and those guys?
Unfortunately, no.
Well, I figured because he was a DJ, he might have had it in with them,
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean, I know, it just wasn't in the deal. But the fact that you got to do it was pretty impressive. That you you created enough of a wave that made it happen. It was just pretty it's
Yeah.
incredible. Wow. Okay. Well, sounds to me like you've already done a lot of interesting things, even though it's kind of like just in snippets, but it's still paying off for you. Like I'm saying, is you're leading a charmed life in your own way.
I'm not afraid to be adventurous.
No, I can see that. What other kind of adventures have you had? Let's cover them. Let's see what else we can dig up. This is pretty good.
Well, I'm also a chemist. I blew up the bomb calorimeter in my senior year of chemistry.
What up? A bomb?
A bomb calorimeter.
A bomb calendar? What's
It's a
that?
calorimeter.
Oh, okay. I guess that's something in the laboratory, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you didn't get expelled for that? I'm sure you didn't do it on purpose, or did you?
Well, I was also working at Pfizer at the same time,
Okay,
and I got them to donate equipment to University of Hartford, where I went to school.
wow.
So my professor walked by, saw it was me, and was just like, never mind.
So he knew that you had already done that destructive act in the science lab, is that it? So he didn't want to have you in the class. Is that?
No, he was just like, I know she knows what she's doing, so I'll just let it go.
Oh, okay, that's good. So that's good. He gave you
Basically, I
that
could
good
get
help.
away with murder at that point.
Wow. Well, so what did you major in at the University of Hartford? What was your major there?
Chemistry and biology.
Okay. You still doing anything in chemistry today?
At the moment, with everything going on, I've taken a sanity break.
Okay, good for you. I know it must be crazy now with all the, I mean, you work for Pfizer. Did you have anything to do with making the vaccine? I've already had 2 of those, and I got to get a booster pretty soon.
No, I worked for Pfizer back. I stopped working for them in like 2002.
Oh, that was so long before the virus, obviously.
Right. I was
Who knows,
there
maybe-
when Viagra came out. Woo,
Oh,
woo.
wow. Oh, yeah,
I
girl,
was there
Viagra.
for that party.
I've never used it, but I'm sure I've heard stories.
Well, when we had the party, they made hot dogs, and the hot dogs were big.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. Oh, man, you have a way with words. You gotta like that. Are these kind of the lines that get you the date with the DJ and the opportunity to win that, and help you get that opportunity to name the team?
Well, actually, the DJ thing, he had his brother in the crowd,
Okay,
and I was contestant number 1, I think.
all right.
And I was only like 23, 24 at the time. And the other 2 women were like in their 40s.
Okay.
So his brother was telling him who to choose. But I rocked my answers as well, because they asked, like, if you could have any car you could have, what would you have? And they were like, oh, the 64 Mustang and a Mercedes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, original Hummer.
Okay. Oh, wow.
But the thing is, the station that he DJ'd for, that's what they had for their vehicles, were all original Hummers.
Okay,
So it went with their theme.
right.
It was
Wow.
a heavy metal rock station. And then they're like, the one that nailed it was like, if you were to get romantic to any song, what would it be? And these other 2 women were like, Barry White,
I can understand that.
or Barry Manilow, but it's a
Definitely, I
hard
prefer Barry
rock
White, but that's me.
station. And I went
Okay.
9-inch nails.
Okay, wow. You told them. See, you don't have to, you can still, there are plenty of romantic songs written and performed by heavy metal bands, and I'm sure you found, obviously there's one of them there, Nine Inch Nails. Well,
Right.
that's
They,
okay.
I'm trying to think of the one song it was. It's really one. It's like, I wanna bleep you like an animal.
I like that. I thank you for bleeping it for us. I appreciate
I'm trying to be polite.
No, I agree. I agree. That's nice. Well, that's okay. Well, there you go. I mean, you don't pull no punches when it comes to trying to, enhance your life. That's incredible. Wow. So. How do you spend your days now? I mean, this is obviously you still got a lot going on. What's up with you today? What's your biggest deal going on right now?
Working, we just took in grapes. So right now we're doing a lot of sugar testing
Okay.
and pH testing and trying to get that right because the soil here in Connecticut is very acidic
Okay.
compared to
California.
California.
Yeah.
Which,
Wow.
who knows if they're gonna have wine with all the fires anyway.
Oh, I know exactly. So
Plus,
you basically
they can't get bottles off the boats, the
wow.
ships.
Well, yeah. So you basically have to try to control the alkaline acid level, right? I know I learned about that in biology in 10th grade myself, but it's like it goes from 0.14 to 0 down to -7 or something like that. It's a 7 scale.
Yeah.
How do you change?
14 to 0.
Right, 14 is the most acidic, and 7
Or 14 is basic.
right, whatever it is. So how do you alter the soil so that it's less acidic? Is there a way of doing that?
Well, you just titrate, but with
Okay.
us, we just add sugar.
Okay, cool. It just table sugar, just right out of the jar.
Dominoes.
Dominoes. Wow, there's a lot of.
But the thing is, I think it's every, pound of sugar,
Yeah.
we have to add 2 gallons of water. So it makes more wine.
Wow, that's incredible. You must be fun, and I'm sure you enjoy tasting it every, to feel that it's getting better and better and sweeter, so that the customers will want it after you're done bottling it, right?
Well,
you say you like drinking it, so I'm assuming you do a little tasting on the way. You're one of the
but
tasters.
it's still, once you get it in the bottle, it takes time to
Ferment.
Yes.
Yeah, we tried to make one. My father and I tried to make wine once when I was a teenager. It tasted terrible. Obviously, we didn't use enough sugar, but nobody got diabetes from trying it though.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know that's a show for another day. But that's good though. You know what you're doing. That's pretty cool. I bet the. Do you ever? Have you ever been written up in any of the periodicals down there about the business, the winemaking business?
Oh no, because we're a private vineyard.
Oh, I know. Okay, all right. Well, I'm just wondering. I'm sure you have a lot of. Do you have like customers that come in and taste the wine, like, or do you sell it to restaurants and stuff?
No, it's just, well, that's funny because I have a friend from this restaurant we go to, Deb's in Danielson, and I gave her a bottle just being friendly because I go to breakfast there every Sunday. Yep. And she's like, "Oh, can I buy a case?" I was like, "Oh, we don't sell cases because it's just, we give it to friends and family." And
okay, so it's not even a business. It's just something. It's just what you like doing.
It's basically something my dad's doing in retirement.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
It keeps him away from the wife.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Now, you were a Lyft driver once, right?
Yes.
Okay. What was that like? That must have been interesting. I mean, did you take passengers that were upscale people going to big events? Is that it? Like a limo driver?
No, I live in between the 2 casinos.
Oh, okay. Wow. What did you drove people from Foxwoods to Mohegan Sun? Is that it and back?
Pretty much, or just picked them up at the casino and brought them home because they had a little
too much to drink, too much of your wine. See, that makes sense. You give them wine and it helps your business and your Lyft driving. That's perfect.
Yeah, here, have this on your way.
Wow. Well, guess what? We're down to we had a great show. We're down to the final 5 minutes, as I knew it would be.
What
Look at
happened?
the time though. I know time. Well, when she's timing it, Kim's timing it. We're down to 5 minutes. So like I told you at the beginning, what I'd like you to do is to look at your computer, because that's the camera for you, and give shouts out to people that are going to see it, because we're going to get a lot of views for the show. And then we'll wrap the show up with my music the way we began it. So go ahead. Now we just condense them and that'll work.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that is, but okay, go ahead. Just think of people, your friends, your father, if you want.
Oh, I look, Leonard Kostek and Gloria Kostek. They actually,
Your
I can,
cats.
yeah, I actually have a
She's getting up for a second. Okay.
bottle right here.
Oh, sweet. Look at that. That's pretty. Tell you what, when we're done with the show,
Vineyard.
we'll take a picture of it, okay, for Facebook when we're done with the show.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Well, I'm
That's
still on Facebook, man.
I know, but I saw you there this morning. But so when you're not, we can still share it anyway, so people can see the bottle. That's awesome. That's a nice bottle. Who does your bottling?
Oh, my dad does it all himself.
Does it all himself? Wow, I don't drink, but if I did, I would definitely want something from that bottle. It's the appearance. I know that creates the image that it's tasty, and it really is. I can tell it must be.
San
right.
Juan Vineyard.
Okay, great. Well, I hope you have fun talking to me today.
Yeah, this was a blast. And you kept me out of politics, which is amazing.
I know. I didn't think I would. But it always seems to work out for me. I always seem to get the guests always seem to lighten up, and they don't get too crazy. Or that doesn't matter if you're a little crazy, but they don't get too antsy about one point of view, because I never let it happen like that.
Can I throw
keep it
in
formal.
one? Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, you had your one. That's it.
Okay.
Well, just curious before we wrap the show up, is there anything going on, down the line that you have something that you might want to mention that you're doing that's kind of interesting? Any adventures on the horizon for you? If not, that's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that to myself at this.
That's very good. That's
Maybe if
done.
you see me again, I can let you know.
Then we'll see about that. We'll see what happens when you get back from Facebook jail. All right. Well, when we wrap the show up, you okay doing pictures? I can share them on Facebook, and is that all right? Before you sign off, Kim will help us with it. All right.
Yeah.
One more thing, if there's anybody that if you have fun with me, and there's anyone that has an interesting story to tell, give them my digits, and I'll have them on as guests, either by Zoom or in person.
Okay.
All right, Mary Beth, you did a great job. So you ready to wrap it up like the way we began it?
All right.
Okay, folks, thanks for watching. I got to look at the TV screen, the computer. Thanks for watching Topic Time. More great episodes to follow. Take care. See you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye. And here we go.